Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is breaking news indeed. Today, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, or Meta, said that he was pressured by the Biden administration to censor COVID-related content in 2021. Now, remember this, for those of you who are Kamala Harris fans, that means she is complicit with this issue about shoving this COVID virus and its vaccine. You don't even know what they put in that vaccine, ladies and gentlemen. Look this up. On Celebmix, Selbmix, brain fog, Daryl, Guberman. Look at that article. All right. Pfizer skipped quality processes and standards when they were manufacturing this goop. Johnson & Johnson, also, processes were skipped, and also 75 million vials were returned for contamination. You cannot make this up. They all sit on the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board, okay, who they use as their registration, well, actually accreditation body. So you look at this. Who sits on there? By Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. You have the FDA, USDA, CDC, NIH, DOJ, DOT, FBI, FTC, all of these organizations. By the way, ANSI is Boeing's accreditation body that they shoved down the throats of their suppliers and subcontractors. Has it improved Boeing's quality? No. Will it ever? No. Okay, and we have the proof. But look at that. Mark Zuckerberg, finally, after 3 years, admits to lying. How can we have reliability on Facebook? How can we have reliability? He was a liar. If he lies about that, what is he lying to the shareholders about? If they lie like this, what else are they lying about, ladies and gentlemen? The COVID shot, you don't know what they gave you. Okay? You don't know what they gave you in that shot. We have all documentation proving from the implementation at DARPA all the way through Harvard University with Charles Lieber. He was a Chinese talent plant individual, a specialist in nanotechnology, both biological and electronic. Okay? He went over to China. He was working with WIV, which is the Wuhan Institute of Virology, on ANSI. In 2015, the International Accreditation Forum, which is a association of accreditation bodies, which was designed and developed under ANSI, the American National Standards Institute, is the founder of the IAF. ANSI and ANAP. ANSI took over complete control over ANAP in 2018. They are one and the same organization. They try to bullshit you on the internet. If it's ANSI, ANAP, don't get going. That's including the Boeing saying about, if it's Boeing, don't get going. Well, if it's ANSI, ANAP, don't get going. It's a fact. I don't make this up. Are you kidding me? They tried to sue me from 2019 to 22, and guess what? I won. Okay, in fact, in one of the legal briefs that are in there that mentions about ANSI, ANAP, and their affiliation with Communist China. So they have a problem. The problem is you have all of these organizations, agencies, and corporations that were involved with the COVID that kept quiet about it, okay? It's disgusting. So the IAF, okay, was taken over by a communist Chinese national, Zhao Jinwu, who's been involved with our quality since 1994. He is mandated by Communist China to take our data through the China National Intelligence Law, Article number 7, which mandates espionage. He was standing in Wuhan laboratory in 2017 holding up a laboratory certificate for the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which the scientists were not prepared. The laboratory was not prepared. They just handed them a certificate. In 2018, just a year later, scientists from the United States went over to Wuhan. And the scientists in Wuhan said, please, we need more trained technicians. For a trained technician, a well-trained technician in a virology lab, bio-level 4 lab, is the first line of containment. If they're not trained well, you end up with 2019 when the damn thing escaped from that lab. Yes, it most certainly did. So On top of it, in 2019, to save their ass, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, which also sits on Nancy ANAB's board, over by the NIH, over by the FBI, FTC, FDA, USDA, etc., came out with a training document for a virology lab in China, May 2019. We have that document. And it states in there the most important item of any well-run bio-level 4 lab is to have well-trained technicians, for they are the first line of defense and containment. So ANSI ANAB, which is equivalent in accreditation to the China National Accreditation Services, which Zhao Jinwu was also the chief executive during the time when he was handed in 2015 the leadership role of the International Accreditation Forum Incorporated in Delaware. We have a communist Chinese national watching over an American-based company in America on American soil. Can you imagine that bullshit? So you have all of this mess, okay? You have all of this mess, and now that Zuckerberg has come out and said that they were pressured by the Biden administration, what the hell is that saying about Kamala Harris? You vote for her, you vote for another disease. And that's for sure, another virus. It is terrible. So you have this guy, Zhao Jinwu, handing a certificate supposedly of quality into a laboratory that wasn't ready. It was ill-prepared. And that's what happens with every one of ANSI ANAB's certificates. From Boeing, which, Boeing, who fudged documentation in 2017 for the steel that was going into their planes. For Boeing, just most recently, their composite facility in Pennsylvania, their Bell Boeing composite facility for V-22 was caught from 2007 to 2018, 11 years of not writing down proper times and temperatures and messing up paperwork. It's inherent with any company that is ANSI ANAB accredited to fail, to fudge, to do all of this stuff. Pfizer, skip quality processes and standards. They sit on ANSI ANAB's board. All these companies do. Johnson & Johnson, same thing, 75 million vials. You can't make it up. And the worst thing is you don't know what type of shit you put into your body. Honest to God. You've got to go recalculate. You want something? I'll be leading you if you want, because I've got the documentation. March on Washington. Those people who got injected, those people who had to take it, I had to take it from my mother, I had to take it from my father, I had to take it to travel. Well, let me tell you something. You don't know where it's going to take you, because I have friends of mine, blood clots on the lungs, friends who died, friends who had a stroke, wasn't hereditary in their family, taking that vaccine, Pfizer or not. Why do you think they took Johnson & Johnson off our market here? Because it was causing blood clots of the lungs and other items. I don't make this up, ladies and gentlemen. My telephone number is 203-556-1493. And this video, by the way, email Daryl, Daryl, TQRS @yahoo.com. And this video is about Mark Zuckerberg. Says Meta/Facebook was pressured by Biden administration to censor COVID-related content in 2021. So how can we have, if you own stock of Meta, how can we have reliability that they're not finagling with the interest and all the rest of that, the value of your stock? If he's lying about this, maybe he's lying about the stock. I look forward to hearing from you.